Oh, you have a cold?
Yeah, summer cold. Hey, welcome everybody. Photo sharing discussion number 202, the summer cold edition. August 6th, 2017. Just pardon my hacking and coughing. I feel great. I'm just getting over a something cold that, kind of head cold. It kind of goes into your chest and just sits there. That's what I'm dealing with right now. So at least I can talk. I could hardly talk earlier in the week. So I'm doing better.
Wow.
Doing better, but got Joe D in sunny and warm and dry, probably. Although humid, maybe for you guys now. You guys with
It's actually been, we're getting, I think, 5 days of not as humid weather,
Okay.
not as many storms. I think it starts again towards the end of next week.
Okay. Yep.
So it's a nice 107 outside right now. Not too bad.
Triple digits. Yeah. It's reliable. And Wes, I don't think it's 107 in Gainesville, is it?
No, it probably. I don't know. Probably the feels like it's probably over 100, but
it's pretty high. Probably 90 and a little humid. Yeah, we've the humidity's kicked up here in the last few days. The first part of the week was perfect, like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were just about perfect weather for us. I mean, like low to mid 80s and low humidity, and it's kicked.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Well, good. Well, glad everybody can join in. We were just talking before I hit the go button about the new tilt shift, potential new tilt shift lens for Canon. So we'll talk about that. Any camera news that you've heard of at all, Wes? Anything? I haven't looked at the camera stuff in the last couple of weeks. I've just been so busy.
Yeah, I think the 6D Mark II started shipping, and
okay.
Other than that, I don't think I've heard much of anything.
Okay, so it's actually shipping now. So we should be getting real user reviews, not pre-release ones.
Right.
Wow, cool. Well, that's interesting. I'll be interested to see what people are thinking about that camera. It sounds like might just want to stick with the Mark I. I want to stick with the original version of it. Oh. There we go. I'll get back to the. All right. There we go. Here. Get back. Yeah. So new Canon stuff. Did Nikon, as they say in Europe, release anything new that we know of? We need Simi to get on. Although he hasn't. He's been pretty much on a gear embargo lately. He hasn't really purchased anything.
There is the D850 is still. I don't think it's officially been announced, but it's coming soon.
Okay.
It's going to be sort of the new full frame, one step down from the big D5 kind of thing.
Okay. All right. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the price range is. That going to be kind of in that same range as the 6D? Probably in that same.
Yeah, it's right around 2,000, 2,500, somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Well, I'd say not too bad. It's still $2,500.
Yeah.
Is it 2,500? Oh, okay.
Well, the 6D Mark II is going to be what, $2,500 with the lens, right? Kit lens.
Yeah.
I would really. I'm not familiar with Nikon at all, but it's thinking about what you do, Mark, with your large format there. I'd be really curious. I mean, I really would, about how well the modern tilt shift lenses would get to your large format. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how they compare. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I would imagine they're getting better, but they still probably can't compare by the amount of adjustments that you can do. If you have a large format, 4x5 or 8x10, if you've got the right lens on there and the camera with all the movements, tilt, shift, rise, fall, in the hands of a good photographer, and I'm definitely not one of those good large format photographers, but in the hands of someone that knows what the hell they're doing, you can just correct almost everything with a large format camera. So I would imagine the tilt shift lenses for digital are getting closer, but they still can't provide the full range, because a large format you can do the front and the back independently. So you can kind of add and subtract corrections. So you can tilt, you can rise up and tilt to the left, and then on the back you can adjust the plane too. So you get both the lens plane and the film plane can be adjusted independently, and it can't. Digital cameras can't do that yet.
Yeah, I've never used a tilt shift lens, so
yeah,
I have no idea.
I've never used one on the digital camera, and the little bit that I've used, the little bit that I've done on a large format, I'm getting to the point where I feel pretty confident about doing the front. I haven't really messed around with trying to do the front and add stuff for the back, because I just don't think I've had a subject that's been worthwhile of that. But for architecture and that type of stuff, which is why people use the tilt shift in the digital world, being able to do both the front and the back on a large format camera gives you correct for everything pretty much. And that's something I want to try to do this fall. We've got one of the other photographers in the street photography group is looking at getting a large format, like a 4x5 here next month, I think. So yeah, August or September. So I told her, I said, we got to go out and try some architecture stuff, in and around like downtown Atlanta, because there's lots of cool, lots of neat stuff. It's just a matter of getting down and practicing with it. So, but the how much this new one for Canon?
Because they're expensive, man. I mean, the tilt shift lenses.
Yeah, I mean,
are some of the priciest ones.
What are they around? Several $1,000s probably.
Yeah, they're like $2,500.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Man,
I mean, they're not. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know much about them. I've never used one. I know that they damn sure get some serious, I mean, because that's what the guys that shoot, real estate and all that sort of stuff use to do very similar things. And I know there's many different kinds of tilt shift. Man, I just don't know anything about them. They're so expensive.
Yeah. No, they're definitely a specialty lens. So really the only people that are going to use those are going to be architecture or real estate photographers.
Yeah. It really, they're the only ones I know that use them. I mean, people that shoot skyscrapers and buildings and
shots. Yeah. Like real estate homes, that type of stuff. So if we go to, I'll share the screen. I've logged on to the Canon one. So they've got a few different ones. So they got the 17 millimeter f4. Then they got the 24 millimeter f3.5, and then a 45 2.8 and a 90 2.8. So those are going to be the inexpensive at $1,400.
Yeah,
each. The wide angle tilt shift. Wow, yeah, $2,200. So I wonder. Let's do that one too. Let's just see what the difference is. Let's see what that. If it has like a range, I'd be interested to see like what the closest focus distance. Yeah, so the wide angle one's going to give you a much bigger or much closer distance.
Well, you could imagine with that.
It doesn't say what the ranges are. Yeah, it says tilt shift, filter size. Well, yeah, the wide angle doesn't have a filter because it's a fisheye lens. That would be, man, talk like for close in interior shots, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Like you're photographing, say, like a kitchen counter, a kitchen in a high-end home. You'd be able to use that and correct for the perspective between the kitchen, the countertop and the rest of the room.
Restrooms would be a big one.
Yeah. So anybody that's doing like industrial photography, I'm interested to see what the range is. I don't know. It doesn't measure degrees. I'd be interested to see. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely. So here you go. This is $2,100 for a for a wide angle tilt shift, or you can go like, this would be like a 45 millimeter. So this would be equivalent to like my 135 on my 4x5. That's basically a 45 millimeter equivalent lens. So I'd get the same focal length as this. It's $1,400, and I got the camera and the lens for less than that.
I'm wondering too, like, what do these lenses do? Like that one, that 17 wide angle is actually a red lens, you know, a Pro Series. So what? Like, I kind of wonder, like, what kind of auto-focusing is it doing? Like, what? I
don't know. Does it even
have the camera do, or is that just a total manual lens?
So it's not an ultrasonic motor.
Yeah.
So it probably is autofocus, but it's not the these types of things. You're going to be doing more manual focus than auto, I would think. I think
18
manual
elements.
Focus.
It's got 18 elements in it.
Yeah, in 12 groups. That's why it's $2,200.
There you go. Yeah.
Lots of glass. And this one, the other one's 10 elements in 9 groups. So, but yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, yeah, I've never used one of these either. It's a specialty lens. I'd be interested to hear from somebody that's used a tilt shift on a digital camera. So, you know, real estate photographer, that type of thing.
Yeah,
interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think in the hands of a good photographer with, you know, good lighting and someone who knows how to operate the movements on a large format camera, I think you could probably do better than, you know, as far as range of motion and adjustments. Yes, there's probably still no tilt shift lens for a DSLR or whatever that would come close. But I imagine you still, even these, you still got to know what the heck you're doing, you know, to get your to get any benefit out of it. I would think
it's curious too, because two of the photographers that I bought gear off of from Craigslist while I was still in Albuquerque were like that kind of commercial photographer. Like one was an actual real estate photographer for houses. And then the other one was more of he worked for an architect or something like that, where they did a commercial type work.
Yeah, I would think anybody that's doing that, if you're in like a manufacturing environment, you know, like factories or, you know, that type of stuff, you would need that. But yeah, that's definitely a skill. You're not getting somebody walking up with their iPhone inside and getting the same kind of image.
Yeah, I would imagine that's got to be pretty tough if you're going to do that with your.
Yeah, I mean, that's the types of things where a good quality DSLR is going to blow away your, just person with a camera phone or something like that. But I think it's kind of the point where for like basic landscape shots, if you have good lighting, the camera on your iPhone is going to do pretty much real close to a standard DSLR with a basic lens on it.
And I have to admit, man, with the lens attachments that are coming on some, for some of the mobile devices, you can if you know what you're doing, you can achieve quite a bit.
Yeah. And I would think for basic, what would be considered standard photography, snapshots, that type of thing. You good quality with a camera, and somebody that knows a little bit about photography.
Right.
Because I'm sure Dennis would rather use his iPhone than his Leica. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, the quality of iPhones is brilliant these days.
Yeah. And just throw all that other stuff away. Just throw it in the bin. Throw it in the bin.
Yeah. The only difference between them is obviously an iPhone's only made to last 12 months. With a Leica last your lifetime.
That's true. So we were, I don't know if you saw before you got on here, Dennis, we were talking about tilt shift lenses for digital cameras versus large format tilt shift. Yeah. And I was of the opinion that if you knew what you were doing with a large format, you could far surpass any perspective correction with a large format than you could with the best tilt shift lens on a digital camera, just because of the range of adjustments, both front and back.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would think so. But like you said, you got to know what you're doing, which is
Yeah, well, that's what I'm curious about, because if someone knew what they were doing with, or and I'm sure there's plenty of them that do with the tilt shift. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder how much they compare to a large format. You know, with, like I say, someone that knows absolutely what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever used a regular tilt shift lens, Dennis, on a 35 millimeter or anything?
No, no.
Mm.
They're usually quite expensive, Mark, and
Yeah.
obviously a 35mm camera can never come anywhere near the resolution of a 4x5 or a 10x8.
Yeah. No, we were looking at the Canon tilt shift lenses, and they've got a 45 millimeter f2.8 tilt shift that's $1,400. I was like, well, I could get a new Chamonix 4x5 and a lens for less than that.
Yeah.
But then I have to know how to use it, which is the other part. But I'm thinking about it. I've got a buddy who does real estate photography, and he started a business, I don't know, last year. Maybe I'll ask him, because he does. I think he has a couple tilt shift lenses actually. Now thinking about it, maybe I'll ask him and see what kind of range they get. I mean, what are they really? How much flexibility does he have with it?
Yeah, I can't see that they're going to do the kind of tilt shift a 4x5 will do, because it's such a small sensor.
Yeah, it's a small frame, and you're only controlling the front. You're not controlling the back. You know, with a format, you can do the back and the front together. Which I mean, I've played around with that, but I haven't done that yet. And I need to do I think I need to really do architecture photography to really see the benefits of doing that. You know, where you do rear swing and front tilt or something like that.
Yeah, in architecture, landscape, it's going to be brilliant. You know.
Yeah. I think for regular landscape photography, just a little bit of tilt, rise, fall, and tilt left and right is about all you need. I think for most landscape type stuff.
Yeah, because I can't see how a tilt shift lens on a 35mm camera can it can't do what a large format can.
Oh no, I don't think it can, but it can do it. It can do a lot. But it still can't do as much as a large format.
Yeah, rise and fall is kneel down and stand up at a 35mm. I can't see you can do it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely, if you're going to really get into extreme range of motion and correction, I think a large format is. Well, that's what they use in the studios. You know, the studio, they'll even put digital backs, you know, like those phase 1 backs on the back of a studio camera, and do the full, you know, range of, you know, movements both front and back. So that's still kind of the standard for studio, like product photography.
Yeah, have you done rise and fall, Mark, on yours yet?
I've played around with it a little bit. Yeah.
It's amazing how you can just shift everything in the scene without moving the camera.
Yep. Shift it up. Yeah, I've done a little bit. I need to do some architecture. I think that's going to be the way to really see the benefits of doing compound movements, I guess, is what they call it.
Yeah, the tower picture I took on the medieval castle with the 15mm Voigtlander made that castle look cone shaped.
Yeah.
Whereas with a 4x5, it'd still be straight tower.
Now, didn't you do that with the with your large format at one point?
Yeah. I've got the large format pictures, and the towers are perfectly straight. They do not cone shape inwards.
Did you post those on Flickr? I mean, it would have been a couple years ago, probably.
Yeah. I did put the tower on, which I took 4x5 with Tim. Yeah,
and that was back.
It must be a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm just going through your thing now, your stream, and just see if I can. There's Ernie. Let's see. See the old car. That's the tower. Hadley Castle.
That's it. Yeah, Headley Castle. I've done some of them in 4x5.
Did you do those in color?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They were negative. They weren't positives.
Yeah. So I think this is, yeah, here it is. Well, this is, yeah, I'll show this one. This is one you took a couple years ago. I don't know if it's, maybe it's too far away, but yeah, this is what you took. You took this 2 years ago.
Yeah, that tower, that is how the tower is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course the depth of focus there.
Yeah.
Right across it. That's a different county in the background.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that's the advantage. And I think you had, did you do that? This is digital, right? Yeah. That's on your, but yeah, that's the real test is to do, oh, here, see, you can't do that with a tilt shift lens on a.
No, that was just really showing you the camera.
I want the tilt shift lens to do 45 degrees.
I suppose if you installed a mirror in that angle.
Yeah, you could. All right, so we know that Canon's coming out with a new tilt shift lens, and my guess is nobody's purchased one yet. Just, you know, nobody bought a tilt shift lens in the last week. Any other photographic equipment purchases in this last week? Anything?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. What do we got? We can always count on less. We can always count on less.
Don't tell me where you bought a new camera.
Yeah, well, I was trying to buy a lens, and it came with a camera attached to it.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
That happens.
I know.
Yeah, I was looking for a walk-around kind of lens for my Nikon that was better than just the kit lenses. The Nikon kit lenses are terrible. But yeah, I found that they had this 24 to 85 f2.8 to f4 lens.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty nice lens, and so I started shopping for it and found one on eBay that happened to come with a D300.
Oh, okay.
And put in a bid on it on the last minute and won it.
Wow. So now you have two old digital Nikon digital cameras.
Yeah.
You got a backup. You've got a backup body now.
No, the other one and the kit lens that it came with is going back on eBay.
Okay. Once you make sure the one you get is works and does everything it's supposed to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It's good.
Cool. So, well, that just shows that the money's in the lenses, right, Dennis? The cameras.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
As an accessory.
Yeah,
Wes in the glass.
Yeah, Wes bought the lens and the camera came free.
Yeah. Right. On the camera. Oh, cool. So, are you going to get that this week, probably?
No, it's here already.
Oh, you got it? Oh, okay. Let's see it. Let's see that lens. Oh, okay.
Take this lid off of here.
So it's a 2.8 to 4, huh?
2.8 to 4. It has a macro mode, which is really nice. It can get like within like a quarter inch of the front of the lens.
Okay. Nice. Is it a 72 millimeter filter?
Yeah, it's 72, so I already have that size for my the lens I use on my Canon.
Okay.
So I already have filters for it.
Nice.
It also does have the manual aperture control, so I could put it on the old FM2 and shoot it on that as well.
Okay. Neat. So I got a multi-use lens with a free camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lenses cost a fortune when they were new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can just pick them up for so little money now. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Well, cool.
We're kind of in a golden age.
Yeah, we are. We're in that time where you got a lot of old stuff out there that's still in good shape, and
still usable. Yeah, still in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny too, because that's the way a lot of car guys feel. Like there's a lot of good cars out there that are only like, they're within that 10 to 15 year age. You know what I'm saying? And they're picking up some fantastic buys. On cars that were just fantastic, fast, had tons of horsepower, great suspensions. You know what I'm saying? And easy to work on, and
Yep. Yeah. It's that. I think it's with almost anything. If you know what you're looking for and you research it, you can probably find it. Especially now. I mean, with eBay and all the online stuff. I mean, cars, you've got, you know, whatever, TrueCar, Car Gurus, Auto Trader, and I'm sure there's classic and collector car search engines too that do the same thing. And it's the same thing with cameras or anything else. I spent some time a couple weeks ago kind of looking back at like astronomy related stuff, just to kind of see, and oh yeah, the resources are just incredible still. I mean, I thought they were good, you know, 15 years ago when I was actively doing astronomy, and it's so much more now. I mean, like lenses for telescopes or stuff that was new 10 years ago, you can get for well, less than new, but not much. I mean, they hold their value quite a bit. It's interesting, but the resources are out there. You just got to know what you're looking for, and there's a way to find it anywhere in the world too. I mean, that's what's cool.
And since you've mentioned that eclipse, I mean, it's just been popping up everywhere for me. I mean, I've just been seeing glasses and all kinds of stuff happening, you know, for that thing. And I don't know, I kind of crack up because it, like I said, it just seems like a few years ago they were hyping up the last one. You know what I'm saying? It was, you're never ever going to ever see this again in your life. And then I don't know, it's just a couple years later, you're like, you're never ever going to see this one again in your life. And you're like, I don't know. It's just kind of seems like.
Yeah. Well, I think it just depends.
There's different ones apparently, and.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, where are you in relation to? At first, is the eclipse a full one, and then if it is, where are you in relation to the best place to see the a full eclipse? Right. And I got tickets to a eclipse viewing party up in, I want to show you this, up in Rabun, Georgia, which is about an hour and a half away from us. And it is, I'll show you the path here. I want to go to this NASA map again because it's pretty good. So it's about an hour and a half away, and they're doing the viewing at like the county school. Yeah, it's a small little town, but they're doing a viewing party at the county school, and you know, it starts at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and you know, goes till 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever, before and after. But it's in this little town. Look at that, Hemp. There's a Hemp, Georgia, Joe.
Nice.
It is in Rabun Gap. So we are going to this viewing party here. So it's like, I don't know, an hour and a half drive for us. But this line here is the center line. If you're there, you're going to get maximum. So if you're on the center line, you're going to get 2 minutes and 38 seconds of totally, totality, totally covered. Okay.
That's a full minute and a half longer than a lot of other places, right?
Yeah, because you're right on the center line. Yeah. And we're going to be in this little school here. So that was 2 minutes 38 on the center line. We're going to get, let's see, what's it going to be? We're going to get 2 minutes. We lose 0.3 of a second by being 3 miles south. So we're going to get 2 minutes. If the weather cooperates, we'll get 2 minutes and 37 seconds of totality.
Wow. Well, let's hope you don't. Now, okay, that brings up another question. So is it typically windy during an eclipse or really calm winds? You know what I'm saying? Because that I know all that stuff has an effect on the weather.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if an eclipse itself causes either calm or windy. I think it's more just going to be a function of the when it goes totally dark. I mean, you do get that. Probably if winds might go down for a little bit because there's not as much solar heating.
Well, I'll be interested in that because you're going to do some stuff with your large format.
I'm going to try to do stuff.
And you're going to have 2.5 minutes. That's a long time.
I think it is.
You should be able to at least get one good frame.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. We're going to take both the digital and the large format. And I've got a piece of the solar viewing film that I used with a telescope a long time ago, but it's big enough that I can actually hold it over the camera lens. So I'll be able to get that kind of effect with it. But yeah, we'll see. 2.5 minutes. that seems like a long time, but in the world of large format photography, that's
positively fast.
That's barely enough time. So what I'm going to have to do is figure out where in the sky it's going to be, and you can do that, just by get one of those astronomy apps or whatever on your phone, and you'll be able to aim it in that section of the sky. And then I just have to focus to infinity, and then come up with a.
But you should be able to just aim it right at the sun once you have that filter on it, right?
Yeah. I'll just be able to aim it right at the sun, and it'll be mostly dark. You should just get that little, the little glow of the sun kind of peeking around the.
And then it's just a matter of waiting for, and then you hit your, I don't know, what is it, a button or the switch?
Yeah, I've got a cable. I've got a cable release. Yeah. So I just hit that and then figure out what the exposure needs to be.
The only unfortunate thing, I guess you could do a sim type of 100 seconds type thing, huh?
It might have to be, because it's going to be dark. I mean, if I want to get totality, it's going to be like, pretty much right after sunset. I mean, that's about how dark it's going to be.
Yep.
So I've got to go out like you were saying last week. I just need to go out at right before sunrise, right after sunset when it's dark, and then just see what kind of what kind of exposure it's going to take. My guess is it's going to be like 35 or 40 seconds at least.
Matter of fact, you've got really bright moons right now. Like you might even practice with the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you've still got I don't know, at least here, the moon is not quite full, but it's still pretty full, So I mean that would be a lot of light. I mean, I think that would be similar. Trying to shoot the moon under those conditions.
Yeah. So I'm hoping I'm going to take the digital camera too, and have both available. But
you ever shot the moon? You ever practiced shooting the moon?
Yeah, I've done that digital. I haven't done film yet. I've done digital a few times. And you get pretty good results. Because if the moon's full and you zoom in on it, it ends up being fairly bright, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's you're only looking at maybe a quarter second at most a lot of times. If you're using a lower f-stop, f4.8, something like that. But
Mark, are you saying you're going to get 2 minutes of total?
2.5 minutes of
2.5, yeah.
No, I don't remember it being. But when I was in Antigua and I see the full eclipse, once the moon had blocked out the sun, all you get is the ring round the outside.
Yep.
But it was a matter of 15, maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to be right in the center. I'll show you this. This NASA map's kind of cool.
That's what he was saying, that the path is right over where he's going to be at. So
if you look there, this line here, these two purple lines, is the shadow cast. Basically, it's a 70-mile window. So, and that center line is right in the middle. So that's going to be the best. So whatever, 2 minutes, 38 seconds. And so if I was down here, I get like 55 seconds, and I'm 35 miles away from the center line.
Yeah, I suppose we didn't have all this technology in it was the 26th of February 1998, the Antigua one, and maybe it wasn't dead in line.
Yeah, so I'm going to be, the place that we're going to be is 1.5 miles south of the center line. So, like I said, it should, but on either side you get about, here you get 52 minutes, and on the southern end you got 55 seconds, and in the middle you get like 2:38. So from that end, it should be really should be dramatic if the weather cooperates. Now, if it's cloudy or rainy, then it doesn't matter.
Watch, compare it from Atlanta. See what
this is basically our area. We would get there is no totality. It only is 98% obscure.
Yeah,
so totality is, I guess, just within that shadow. So if I go just on the other side of this shadow, 99.97. So between these two lines is totality. That's totally covered. And in the middle is going to be the longest duration of it.
Yeah, so at least you got land-based eclipse, because when you're standing on a Caribbean island, then then you got no choice unless you got a
Yeah,
boat.
you don't have much flux. So here it is. It's going to go off this way.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's. Oh, it's going out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the shadow, and then it goes away. I guess it just, by the time it gets over here, it just runs out of gas. I mean, the Earth moves too far or whatever.
I was just looking there. You got
well, it's dark, right?
You got Barbados in it. You're going. That's quite a different track from 1998.
Yeah,
considering it's not that long ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it just depends where the Earth is. Oh, you were in February, so it's tilted on the other side. Yeah, it's interesting. And like you said, Joe, when you had that one 5 or 6 years ago, it kind of went right through your went through northern New Mexico, so you were able to see a lot of it. But we weren't able to see any of it here because it kind of went like that. Yeah. Kind of went down that way and ended up going through the Gulf, and we couldn't see anything there. So, it's.
When's it going to use that track again? I suppose they're going to say none of us are going to be around when it does that again.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if it would ever use the same track again. I don't know. I guess at some point it would, but everyone I've seen, you kind of look at the map and all the past ones, they're all different. They're all different tracks. So,
yeah, it was kind of like my nephew's third birthday was kind of a big deal because I had went and checked when the next time his birthday would be on Easter again, and it was like 158 years. So it was like that one was kind of important because it's going to be 158 years before it's on Easter again. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's the total. Yeah, it's just weird. Total Oregon, and there's a eclipse history. Yeah, so I'm just talking about it, but yeah, everyone is a little different every year. All the ones that have gone through, they're always different.
It reminds me, Mark, of what we were talking about in relation to your large format and the tilt shifting, because like it has a center point where it's mainly focused on, and it's tilted there, right? Depending on its angle to the Earth, and so that depends on what how you're going to get to see it.
Yeah, and we're just, for us, it's really, we only have to drive. We would see most of it from our backyard. We would see like 96%, but it would never be totally obscured. But we have to drive like an hour and a half, and we should, if the weather cooperates, we'll get almost get 2.5 minutes of it being totally obscured. So that should be interesting. And if it's a cloudy or rainy day, then oh well. I guess we get a drive in the country and maybe some like a corn dog or something or whatever they're going to have going on at the festival.
Some fried butter, huh?
Yeah,
some deep fried butter or something.
They're going to have food. They're going to have vendors, the whole thing.
Yeah. You got to get something fried at a festival.
Oh yeah, something like that. There's going to be some music. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. They charged $5 for tickets. And if you get there early enough, you can park on the grounds. Outside of that, then you park on somewhere else, and they do shuttle buses or something. So I'm hoping we're going to just get up early and go up like first thing in the morning, take stuff for a whole day, and you just spend a day up there, see what we get. So Pat was in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Went back out. Okay, so Wes kept us going with equipment purchases. You didn't have any equipment purchases, Dennis? Nothing this week?
Not this week. No. Well,
Okay.
I bought new television. That don't count.
Okay. That's a good thing to view your images on.
Yeah.
Put pictures on it.
Yeah. So it's Mark, you kind of made a photography purchase. You purchased something that will allow you to photograph the
Yeah, I did. Yes. Are you talking about the Denver thing? Yeah.
You made a purchase that will allow you to take some photographs
In Denver. Yeah. No, I managed to get. I got 4 tickets to GABF, Wes.
Oh wow!
Literally went online at noon and got in. So I bought 4 tickets for the Friday session. So
Cool.
I'm going Joe is going, and I think my brother is going. I just talked to him today, Joe. So he got permission from the boss to be able to go out. Yeah.
Right on. That's good. So, yeah. He put in for it. He had to file, and then and the boss
to get on the calendar for time off. Yeah.
Did he make sure to get that signed? Because handshake agreements can be, revoked.
Not legally binding.
Yeah.
I think there was some small print that said if the kids are acting up, you're not going.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
No, so no, I just talked to him today, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know how you got tickets, but I talked to Kate, and she said yes." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, good."
Oh, right on, good.
So, yep. So,
so you don't have no more tickets available. That was
one ticket left.
Oh, do you
it's
really?
Like the golden ticket.
Oh yeah,
it's like Willy Wonka's golden ticket.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, man. I am so looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a madhouse, but there's gonna be lots of street photography opportunities in Denver around that. There's gonna be lots of drunken people in silly costumes running around. I think.
Mark, you just gave me an idea. I might just look into one of those phone attachment sort of deals.
Mm-hmm.
For my phone, and just put that in my pocket as well. You know what I'm saying? And just really pack light, like no SLR.
I'm gonna see if I can do everything, depending what the weather's like. If I can fit everything in like a large backpack, and just fit everything in one large backpack, that would be nice. But
wow, that's a good idea.
We will see.
I always have my little roll on that I take. A backpack would be cool.
It's like a big, like a backpacking, and just we'll see. But anyway, so there might be some interesting drunken beer goer photography mid to end of October.
The more you drink makes very interesting photography.
Yes.
Talk
about tilt shift. Yeah. You don't need to pay money for a tilt shift lens. Just drink some more beer. Get your own tilt shift lens.
Yeah. The lens is at the bottom of your glass, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah. So no, we shall see. But my brother informed me that there's actually a GABF app, so you would know all the stuff that's there. And
really?
You can just check them off the list as you have them, and then go back after the fact and upload them to Untapped. So you're not wasting, because you only got like 5 hours, so you got to drink as many 1 ounce tasters as you can.
That's true.
So
God, it's gonna be amazing.
There's only 3,800 of them, Dennis.
I wonder how many tickets were sold for that day.
There's probably going to be 5,000 people in there. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a zoo. It's going to be kind of going to it's going to be like going to Vegas on New Year's Eve type of thing.
Oh, I get such panic attacks in huge crowds too.
Oh, that's what you just drink. Just drink beer.
Oh God, it's gonna be awful.
No, we're just gonna have to. You just have to pick out where we want to go first and get the beers that we want to get, and then you have a few of those.
And we'll only have like 200 people going to the same places.
We'll just run them over.
Time. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, we'll take our shoulder pads and our helmets and just.
So we're going to the big beer festival, Dennis, in Denver, where there's going to be 800 breweries and 3,800 beers to sample.
Yes. Oh, just the sound of that, right?
Yeah. Next week's pictures are going to be taken with tilt shift photographers. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. The thing is, it's in October, so it'll be near the end. It's the 6th and 7th of October is when it is.
Yeah.
So we might have some interesting street photography photos.
Yeah.
After that. So speaking of photos, let's jump into here because I know we've got a few here. Let's see. I think this is the last one from last week. Yeah, this junky McLaren 570 fun vehicle. Oh, there you go. Somebody posting. I guess he's probably just busy tossing his camera, and he hasn't been on the show in a few weeks, but he's still posting some images.
Yeah, he's tossing that camera.
He took this on July 29th, so he took this last week. Yeah, he was out last weekend. Weeping Wall, Caterskill. Okay, I'm going to hide that. There we go. Caterskill Falls. So
that's nice. That looks like a studio shot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's
That is beautiful, man. Love the colors on that rock.
Colors are great. Yeah, all the colors right here. And then the green, the moss, or whatever it is on that. And I like where he placed the fall, too. So actually, to me, the fall is there, but almost the most interesting part is right here. You know, it's almost like the waterfall. It's just kind of...
Yeah,
it just forces you to go over here. You don't look
light.
too much over here, but yeah, the lighting is right there. So
180 seconds. I mean, come on. You know, you can't hit 200. What's up with that?
yeah, really.
You know,
Oh,
and only 117 groups. Come on. You know,
Yeah.
this guy's slacking.
Yes.
You know,
We expect at least 150. Come on, 150 groups.
This must be a full-time job putting these in.
Yeah. The easy part time wise is like the hour-and-a-half drive each way plus the after that. That's like the short stuff.
I mean,
Stuff that takes a long time is posted to all the groups.
Yeah, I didn't realize Simi was retired as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am really impressed, man. I mean, that impresses me more than anything, man. Is he's almost trying to equal, you know, his exposure with
Yeah.
groups.
Well, that's it. That's what we want. Whatever the number, whatever your exposure is, that's how many groups you have to post to. He has to go 180 groups.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got one there, and then this is okay. 3 different views on the same fall from. Okay. Yep, it is. So that first shot, he was over here shooting there. So we did 3.
God, look at that black and white, man. That is, oh, God,
Yeah,
I love that.
I think I like that one. I think out of the 3, this one, I think 1, 2, and maybe 3.
Which one? How did you rate it?
I like the black and it's almost a tie between the black and white one and the one on the right. And then I think the one on the left is still good, but I don't like it as much as the other 2. And I think maybe it's just too much emphasis maybe on the rock for me.
Oh, yeah, that foreground. Yeah, it's just, it's just.
But the black and white, nice treatment, nice black and white processing there. And then, well, this one emphasizes the falls completely. I mean, you just get it's all about the waterfall. This one is just kind of the whole scene, I think. But I like the pool, how he's kind of got that coming up to him is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like to see the one on the right in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tones, his choice of black and white there is just, it stands out. It just, it pops at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, that's a neat one. And the water's still flowing pretty good there. Well, they had all that rain last weekend. They had all that rain up in, and this was taken. Oh, this was uploaded August 4th, but he took this last weekend, and that's when they had that huge nor'easter or whatever that hit up there, like the 27th, 28th, and 29th of July. So there's probably a lot of water. Waterfall's still going pretty good. All right, so here we got Limpkins, right? Limpkin, yeah, Limpkins. Escargot back to school. So
it's back to school week here.
Yeah.
So
you got the teaching the young ones.
Yeah, they were going out finding snails and bringing them back and showing them how to get the snail out of its shell.
So the parent would bring the snail back and then show.
Yeah,
Oh,
they kind of stab into the snail with their beak, and then it starts coming out, and then they sort of grab it out of the shell.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Wow. That's cool, man.
Yeah. See so they stab in with the beak, which gets the snail going, oh crap, this isn't going good. I got to get out of here. And they come out and they get munched. Yep. Or if they stay in, they just get stabbed to death. But this way, at least they get out and become food.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. And I think you posted a picture a couple months ago of the little ones too.
Yeah, because look how sharp that beak is, man. Wow. On that little one, that beak is like a pin.
Mm-hmm.
They use them.
Yeah, that's what they're there for breaking.
They got
breaking
to
up.
get through the shell.
Mm-hmm.
They make a loud crunch when they hit them.
Yep. So this is a purple galnu.
Oh, I like that.
Interesting colored bird. It's almost like a it's like a mini turkey. The head almost looks like a like a turkey kind of with the colors. So how big is this bird in life?
It's about maybe 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches.
Okay, it's pretty small.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Yeah, because that looks like what, tall grass maybe? What is that?
Yeah, it's just some like water type grasses. It's almost like a really thin bamboo.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good shot, man. I like that one.
I like the colors on that. You got the catch light right in the eye there, right there.
Mm-hmm. Bing.
Yep. No, it's neat. That's a neat color.
The colors on the beak and everything. Look at that. I mean, all the way up his forehead.
Yep. That's a neat one.
That's how they look. They're just really bright birds.
Mm-hmm. That's neat.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool.
Mailman performs his mating growl.
Yeah, they make this really low, really scary, rumbly growl when they're when they're in mating season.
Let's listen to it. You guys hear that? Huh. It's like, oh. That's cool. He's looking for love.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, ladies.
Yeah. Hey, ladies. Yeah, he's going low on him. He's going Barry Manilow on Barry White on not Barry Manilow. Wrong Barry. Yeah.
Barry White. Oh, that's neat. You got that moss or algae or whatever those leaves, I guess. Yeah, it's some kind of those teeth, pearly whites.
Smile, cheese.
Yeah, you are definitely making use of that lens, Wes. That's
I love that lens.
yeah. It gives you a lot of opportunities that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
Because the other one was what, 400? Is that what you had before? Was it a 400?
300.
300? Yeah. So I mean, this is twice as much. Yeah. Big difference.
Right.
Yeah, but 640th. I mean, come on. You know.
Okay, so little baby, morning yoga, doing a little stretch.
I don't know what he was doing. He just started stretching his back leg. Looked funny.
Huh.
I almost wonder if they're stretching their wings when they do that, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could be.
When I see, different, water type of birds doing that, ducks and that sort of thing, they do that exact same thing. I wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's neat. Standing there on one leg. And this is, okay. Fresh snails.
They were waiting for mommy or daddy to bring back food.
Yeah, look at their wings. Still got the, they're not flying yet, that's for sure.
No. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, those are neat.
See how those feathers sort of sprout out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's neat.
They're just coming. Yeah, they're coming out right now. Huh. That's neat. Once again, that rule of threes, rule of thirds. Get 3 in there.
Yep.
Yeah, we got here. Here you go, Dennis. Another nuclear test here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the road to Korea. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's it right there.
Right
Boom.
before we put the sanctions on them, they're like, okay, we're gonna do one more blast.
Boom. Yeah. It's really cool because normally when it's raining, you really don't get much of a sunrise at all. Normally it just seems to go just right to bright. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this particular morning, man, just for a few seconds, it was just this like glow, this red orangey glow, and I was so happy to capture it like that. I was
And it's the rain falling down, getting hit by the sunlight. Yeah.
It was just so, and it was literally, God, just a few seconds. I mean, it was.
Yep, just the wind and the light. Yeah.
Probably lasted maybe a minute. I mean, it was, just so quick.
Yep. That's neat. Oh, this one. Got the cacti in the foreground here.
Yeah, this is that spot that I normally park at closer to the winter, and I just kind of park there the whole winter.
Okay.
And the sunrise is already getting closer to 6 a.m. So,
okay.
It's crazy how fast that half hour has been eaten up. With the sunrise, it's gone from 5:30 from 5:25 to 5:50, just like in 2 weeks. It's crazy, but this is the time of year when the sunrise, you're just losing day by, couple of minutes a day. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's just
going fast.
It's going really
around
quick.
Like June 21st, it moves slower,
Yeah.
But then as you get out, it just shifts
Right.
faster.
So I actually had time to get to this spot. Like I already knew when I looked at the sunrise time, and I was like, oh, I'll be able to make it all the way to that parking spot where I like to take my break.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to,
coming up over the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. The colors are there.
And this was in the same spot. I think it was the day before.
Day before. Okay.
Yeah. So with this one, unfortunately for me, I couldn't park anywhere without one of those telephone poles being in the way, so I just took it out.
Yeah.
I was like, it was dead smack in them. I parked right where it would be right in the middle of the sun, because I figured that Snap Hill would take that out. Really, it's funny how you think, how you're like,
I'm gonna put the ugliest thing in the picture right in the middle so I can take it out easier.
Exactly, because if it was right on the edge, if it blurred a little bit, you would see it. But dead smack in the middle of that blowout from the sun, you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So it just looks like it's regular distortion, but there's actually some blur in there from taking the pole out. But
yeah, probably a little bit. Yeah.
There's still a little of the shadow there, so it's from that pole.
Oh yeah, but you wouldn't know it if you didn't.
Right, if you didn't. Right.
Yeah. Yep, that's. Ooh, yeah. This one I looked at earlier. And it's cool.
That one was pretty cool.
That is. Those clouds are great. Purple.
I was so happy I was like, God, I've got like 2 minutes. I was like, oh my God, I got 2 minutes to make it. Hopefully I can make it to that exit. And then it was a matter of, okay, I made it to the exit, and I'm getting off there at the exit, because this is the on-ramp side of it. So I'm like, okay, hopefully I can, get to the other side, and hopefully there's no one there. Well, there was someone there. He was parked, but as I was pulling up, he was leaving.
Oh, okay.
I was like, right on. And no, he was already out of the frame. Yeah, he was already out of the frame, but he was just leaving.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have.
Yeah.
But I like these X's because they do look like the road. So.
Yep. And they got a nice S curve to it. Yeah.
Yeah. These. This is the entry into the freeway, but yeah. It looks like the road. It doesn't look like.
And that purple, was that actually for the most part in the image?
For the most part, it's a little exaggerated. But.
Okay, but yeah, its colors are just, and it just all depends. That's what's cool about sunrise or sunset. I mean, just the weather, the clouds. Yeah, you just get whatever's in the air, just different colors. So very cool. Yeah, that's a nice dramatic one. This one too, just because of the way the clouds are, and I like the flare right here on the lens flare.
Yeah, that turned out all right. That's the reflection from my windshield, actually.
Yeah.
One of the as soon as the sun comes up to a certain level, no matter what I do, there's going to be some dust on the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
So the iPhone picks that up. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of me moving the camera around as I'm driving. I kind of have that little part mastered, though. I can move it around to where I can put those spots where I want them. So that one I did put right there.
Yeah, down in the lower. Yeah, no, the clouds on this one are neat too. That is very cool.
Very nice.
This is Michael Vigney.
Oh, this is awesome. Look at that.
Yeah. This is Neuschwanstein Castle. Must be
Bavaria.
Yeah.
That's where I was at. I don't remember seeing that. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a castle, yeah.
That's a castle.
Damn.
This is with the iPhone 5S. There you go.
See, there you go. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
See what you can do with an iPhone? It's any mobile device. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, that's a neat. That would be one I would love to go to this part of Germany with all the.
Yeah,
there's just so much history and stuff there.
That's incredible, man. Look at that! Look at that fog and everything. The mist. So cool.
On July 24th. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Michael. That's neat. Very nice. Oh, Alpgrim, Switzerland. This was the LX15. Okay, so that glacier runoff there. Yeah. And the clouds coming in low. Yeah. This is what's her name is there, right, Dennis? Rachel the Cat or whatever, that large format photographer. She does a lot of stuff in Australia and Germany. Yeah.
Large format country.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be.
You could have everything from the trees to the far distance, everything would be in focus.
Yeah. That's really beautiful. That's a neat image. I'm going to go ahead and refresh it and see if anybody uploaded anything else. Probably not. Cool. That's a neat one. Thank you, Michael, for sharing those. That's neat.
That is, yeah.
Did you ever look through that Rachel the Cat stuff?
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's doing good stuff with both large format and medium format.
Yeah, and I think it's that 25 grand scanner where it helps.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That's for that type of thing. Yeah, I mean, you've got the resolution on the film and the lens, and then it's a matter of translating that, into a digital. And you really, I mean, to get the ultimate detail, you do need a high-end drum scanner. And it's just.
Did you see the prices that she charges for the?
No. Oh, she charges for scanning? No. How much does she charge?
I mean, you can buy the pictures okay. They are astronomical.
Yeah.
Hundreds of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good for her, man.
Oh, yeah. And she's probably selling them if she's got them priced like that. I mean, she's selling at least something.
The scenes are really hang on the wall stuff for that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, definitely does high quality stuff. I mean, it's.
Yeah, she could fill the hotel rooms, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great for her, man. I mean, when I shoot privately, I'm not cheap, so it's that's what I tell people. We're here to make art for your wall. I'm not here to, make your average Joe type shot, right?
Yeah. And you say, I know that because I'm Joe and I'm not
Joe. Yeah. What is average about me, right? Yeah. So no, it's the same sort of deal. Yeah. And then if I print, it's not cheap, but like I tell them, man, we're making something for your wall here. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna love it. So.
Yeah. Do you tell them you've tried the rest, now try the best?
I tell them, the best is subjective, but we're here to make art for your wall, right? Like, other people may or may not like the image, but you'll remember the time we have, Mm-hmm. My little motto is photography for a lifetime of memories. Mm-hmm. So it's, that's exactly what I that's how I come at it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Now I was talking. I'll share this real quick. This is that guy I've talked about, Ben Horn. He does 8x10 photography, and he uses Velvia for the most part. And but this is his portfolio page or whatever.
Oh.
And he charges basically $300 for. He does a lot of stuff in Zion, Death Valley, that type of stuff. And yeah, $300. What size? I don't know what size this is. But oh, there it goes. 12 by 15 pigment, 16 by 20 is probably $435. So yeah, a few $100. He does some good stuff too. He's the guy that lost 2 cameras due to the wind blowing his cameras over. And
yeah, you really can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't. You really can't be afraid to charge, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
no, and people buy stuff, and he does great shots. I mean, they're all fantastic images, and he's got a certain style, just like anybody that does. Just like Pat has, a certain kind of style that he does photos. Anybody that's doing that, even if you're not selling prints, even if you're just a regular photographer, you start to develop your own style. And
when they were saying they were pigment prints, is that inkjet?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
He uses I forget what printer. It's one of the high-end Epson printers. The $8,000 or $10,000 printer. It has 10 different inkwells in it.
Oh, that was another thing Canon announced too, like there's some new printer they're coming out with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some new large format printer.
Oh,
probably going to take hundreds of dollars worth of ink at the same time, and you know what I'm saying. But
projectors, printers, and all-in-ones. Yeah, I'm sure they've. I got to imagine Epson is the leader for those. I don't know. For photo quality inkjet.
Oh yeah, like Epson and Canon, they really do. Canon does put out some really good printers, but yeah, Epson absolutely.
Yeah. We've got that, and I still got I'll have to do that this fall. But there's the studio I belong to has that Epson 9500 or whatever it is. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. So I just need to.
Have you been to the dark room recently, Mark?
No, I haven't. They had a dark room class when my family was here. So I had one class, and it was over a 3-week period. But I had meetings. I had a meeting I had to go to one night. And the other night, family was here, so I would have missed 2 out of the 3. So I just emailed the person that did the class, and was like, hey, if I get, if you're going to be doing some darkroom stuff, I'd be more than happy to come in and just kind of, learn a little bit. And I just emailed him that this week. So hopefully I'll hear back and get something positive. I should have some stuff from this summer. We're going, hopefully get some stuff from the Eclipse, and then we're going up to, we're going to go up to Chicago, take kind of a driving trip up to Chicago and over and back down. So hopefully I'll get some stuff there too. I'm trying to plan out that trip. We've got a day or two either way that we can, we've got some flexibility on where we want to stop, if we want to stop somewhere unique or whatever. So hopefully I can do that. And then I've got enough images, I think, I've got 5 or 6 now that I think would be very good printed or either in the darkroom or on a good large format inkjet printer. So I think I might have my holiday gifts for some family done already. I just need to get it printed. So, or I could just send it to Bay Photo too.
There is that.
Do a Bay Photo or something like that and have it printed. But that'd be neat to do darkroom print. To do a color or even a black and white. Just do a print on like a 12 by 18 or whatever, and do a limited edition, signed and numbered, and send it out to people. Yeah.
Well, the good thing about doing a darkroom print onto photographic paper is that afterwards you can do an inkjet and just put them side by side.
Mm-hmm.
See the difference.
Yep, that's true. Yep, if I've already got the scan, which I do, then I can just do it that way. Yeah, so I've got a few that I think would be good either for good quality inkjet printer or darkroom stuff. So I can do the inkjet easy. I can just go down to the studio and line it up and hit print and pay for the ink that I use and do that. But the darkroom, I got to figure out actually how to do that first. So
yeah, you're gonna have to do some test strips, otherwise it gets rather expensive.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, when you're doing that, as long as you don't destroy the negative, you can do all the stuff you want. I mean, it doesn't, you're not going to hurt the original. It's just you might not get good prints, out, but you're not going to damage the original. So just depends how much money you want to spend on trial and error, I guess.
Yeah, it's better if you cut up one of the pieces of paper into strips and do time test strips, because otherwise you're just wasting the big sheets of paper if you're doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense. You just cut it down into smaller, so you get like 5 or 6 from one, and then test it out and see what.
Yeah, well, if you do it and it's too dark, and then you do it and it's too light.
Yeah,
you're using like 20 by 15 paper as test strips, really.
Yeah. So you just do it on a small piece and then figure out what it is, and then use the full sheet of paper.
Yeah. See, when I used to buy the sheets in 10s, always used to sacrifice one, cut it up. So you got test strips. Otherwise, you're going to waste nice big sheets of paper.
Yeah, which can get pricey. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, hopefully I can do that here this fall. I mean, summer here in Atlanta is kind of. It's hot and people are on vacation and that type of stuff, so it can be.
I don't bother doing test strips with the RA4 color paper because it's so cheap. It's 100 sheets in a box for £20. So
wow, yeah, it's like 20 cents a sheet or something. Yeah, so it's not. It costs you more in your time and effort to cut them up into strips, and they just use the whole sheet.
Yeah, black and white is. I do test strips with the black and white, a large black and white, because it's double the price of the color paper.
Oh, really? Black and white's more expensive, huh?
Black and white is really expensive. When I was in college, they wouldn't let us touch the color paper because it was so expensive, but we could use as much black and white as we wanted.
No, it's the other way around.
Over that period of time, it's all changed.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, good show, guys. Wes, be interested to see some shots from that new old lens for you. That'd be.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to take that last frame.
Oh, Dennis, you got to ask Wes the question that you ask every week.
Yeah, that's it. Have you used up that last frame yet, Wes?
No, not yet.
Well, sooner or later, you will, and then you'll get the film developed, and then we'll be able to see.
I've got a roll of colour to develop, and I've got half a roll gone in the large format, in the medium format. So once I get enough together, I should do the C41, and we're going to buy in some E6 as well.
Okay, yeah, but you're saying you're going to want to have multiple rolls of that done.
Yeah, well, I've got the 50 sheets of large format, so if we start knocking some of that out, then buying the E6 chemicals.
Okay, good. Well, I don't know if I'll get any photography in the next week or two, but I know the end of this month I should get some in while we're on a road trip. So we won't have a show the Sunday of Labor Day weekend, whatever day it is, the 3rd, September 3rd or 4th or whatever that is.
Oh, okay.
I'll be probably in Chicago then, I think.
Okay.
If things go right, but yeah, we're gonna take a day or two to drive up there, spend a few days up there, and then take a day or two to drive back. So I got to figure out what route we want to take and what we want to see. And I think there's like a big ball of twine or something somewhere along the way we can photograph.
You'll have to remind me nearer the time because we don't have Labor Day here.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't care. Every day's Sunday for you. So
yeah,
it's true. Yeah. I mean, Labor Day in this country. I mean, no one's got a job.
Yeah. What are we celebrating here? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, speaking of, I wanted to ask you, what's the opinion of they announced that by 2030 they don't want any everything's going to be electric cars inside London. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. I think we've got 23 years to go, but by Yeah, it's 23 years from now. They
Okay.
reckon that there'll be no diesel or petrol cars allowed in the cities.
Okay.
Yeah, they all got to go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
23 years, I could see that potentially.
they're making sure that we can't afford to own a car because my car I got the road tax on it was £150 when I bought it, and now it's 520.
Oof.
And every year it goes up, and in the end, you're not going to be able to afford it.
And your vehicle's a year older, so it's less valuable every year. But just keep increasing the tax too.
Yeah, there's going to come a time where the tax will be dearer than what the car's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they, and what you'll see them do is transition that for fossil fuel, diesel or gas. The tax as it relates to the price of the vehicle is going to be so much higher, and then electric vehicles is so much lower. So it'll be they'll be forcing you by the way that they tax to. It's going to be to the point where it's not going to be practical to buy a diesel powered vehicle because the tax is going to be so high where you could buy an electric vehicle with just a few $100s or whatever tax.
It wouldn't be so bad, Mark, if they hadn't pushed us and told us all to buy diesel cars because petrol cars were really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're saying diesel cars are like.
Oh yeah. No, in Europe, everywhere. I mean, Europe, Great Britain, and Europe, bought big time into diesel. I mean, there's more diesel cars than there are regular gas powered.
Yeah, everybody's got diesel cars in this country now, and now they're saying like they've all got to go.
Mm-hmm. Psych. Oh, we were just messing with you.
Yeah.
Well, in 20 years, you could almost see where, in cities like London, Atlanta, in some of the major cities, you could see where in 20 years you're not even going to be driving.
Yeah. Well, this country's gridlocked, Joe. Yeah.
You're not driving now anyway. You're just sitting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cities like London, you can see where in 20 years you're probably not even driving. I mean, you're probably just getting on your Uber app and calling you a car whenever you need to go somewhere.
I mean, the schools are on holiday now in this country.
Oh, there's Pat. Where's he at?
Looks like he's in the
just
golf
outside.
course. Oh, okay, just outside.
Yeah, the golf course. Yeah, there's a lot of green behind him. So yeah.
Just gonna hop on quick because I was gonna say I finally got my replacement camera.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you did? What'd you get?
I just went with the old 60.
Okay.
Oh,
back to the tried and true one, huh?
Yeah. I got a pretty good deal with the It actually has the actual Canon battery grip.
Oh, cool.
Which is noticeably better from the one I had anyway. And there's a lot of variety in all the kind of knockoff ones. But I also, with the difference of the money, I bought something kind of fun. I got this, which is the 1.4 art lens.
Oh, you went art. Nice. That 185 is sweet. I heard that.
So it's a 185. What did you say? F1.5?
Just
1.4, I think.
1.4.
Oh, okay. Okay, 1.4. Wow.
I think it's gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for what it is, I mean, for being just like an 85 millimeter prime,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
86 millimeter filter, which
Ooh.
I found out how expensive those are.
Damn.
All the art series lenses are ridiculous as far as size. I mean, they're in weight. They're
Well,
all
yours is huge.
heavy.
I mean, yours is giant compared to this one, even yet, This is small compared to your 50.
Yeah, well, mine's got to be bigger, baby.
But I haven't even had a chance to try it yet. But I was going kind of back and forth, and I was actually gonna, like I said before, I think that I'm shooting that wedding next Friday, and I was gonna rent the Canon 85 1.2. But then I was like, rather than waste $100 renting something, I'll just put it towards actually buying what I really want. And people say that this lens is, actually probably better than that 85 1.2. And it's like $600 less.
Yeah, honestly.
I actually bought it used, but but I mean, it's like virtually new. I think the guy bought it and just resold it because I mean, they come with the box and everything, and like the strap for the case was still in the plastic, and it clearly never been unrolled and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and he bought it, maybe shot with it once, and was like, I don't like it anymore. It's not what I wanted.
Well, yeah, I think he said that he's like was using it on one of the mirrorless systems, and it's like the size of it was way too big.
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
that would be a little awkward.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
That's awesome,
yeah.
man.
So anyway, yeah, it feels good to finally. I definitely appreciate it, Joe. You let me borrow yours, but I tell you what, it feels good to have actually own a camera again.
Yeah, we had that debate on here, Pat, because I'm like, wait a minute. I think those McLaren images are actually mine.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Well, I did have I don't know if you remember. I had this in. If you were to see behind the scenes, I have the headset on, and I know you're just saying, all right, looks good.
Yeah. So it's
that to the left. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's make this one of your 500 megapixel images right here. Let's all that's coordinated exactly.
The 72 has Wi-Fi, right? Like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all that.
Yeah, doesn't yours, Joe? I think it does.
I don't know that it has Wi-Fi.
Because that's I was looking at the 5D3 the 5D3 does not. It doesn't have it doesn't have any kind of wireless. Which actually was another reason I went for the 60 over that is because I actually really like having it. Because occasionally I'll do stuff like when I did all those supercars in the alley, I actually had my camera out on like a long monopod.
Okay.
Hanging off the roof of the building, and then I was able to see exactly how I was framing it and hit it. And like when I was out in Italy, the same kind of thing. I had a monopod, and I held it just directly above me, so I got the camera probably 8 feet up in the air, so I kind of get completely over the crowd, and then just had my phone and was hitting. It was actually able to autofocus and shoot shots, and I could frame them like in the middle of a crowd.
Yep.
And
no, that would be useful. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did like top-down shots where I put a ladder to the side of a car and stand on top of the ladder and stick it out on a monopod and shoot straight down, and I could kind of get an idea that I actually had the whole car in frame and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a turnoff. And I guess you can buy wireless units for them, but they look like they're really pretty big and bulky. Because they also have the cards you can get that'll do wireless transfer, but I don't think it lets you control the camera.
No, you can't do live view or anything.
The way that.
Well, they have the grip, and I think the grip will allow you to maybe get on the app, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think some of them. I was confused by that because I was looking into that, and it looked like it was the grip, and then there was an additional box that kind of hung on the side of it.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yep.
Yeah,
you have that
clunky
box.
To me and kind of goofy.
Yeah. If you have any inkling that you're going to use Wi-Fi, you might as well just get it in the camera to begin with.
And I use it a lot more than that. Even the live view stuff. I do actually download the photos and post stuff live to Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's pretty cool to be able to do that. I just pull in the Snapseed and kind of touch it up a little bit.
Well, I thought that the Mark II version of the 6D had Bluetooth, so you could
It has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could at least go to the app, which would allow you to go, right to Instagram.
Right. Yeah, and that, like I said, that was that I wasn't worried about. With the 5D3 is the other thing I was looking at getting. It's kind of between those three. But like I said, I basically got this lens and the 6D with the grip for as much as, actually slightly less than getting a 62, just the body. So
I considered that 5D Mark III as well, but I'm so crop focused in with my lenses. So
yeah, I mean, you'd have to rebuy everything basically.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad you got your new camera and sweet lens. I think that's going to be
Hey Pat, can I ask you a question? Have you ever used a tilt shift lens, one like a Canon tilt shift lens?
I have not. No.
Okay, I was just asking that. Well, while we were doing the show, I was watching a couple of quick videos on using tilt shift for portrait photography, and that was really kind of interesting. They had some angles in there that I didn't think about using tilt shifts for what I do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just lets you do that. You don't have to always do the miniature look. It just give you like super isolation if you want it. You don't have to always do like that. I mean, normally see tilt shift is where they do like the city views,
right?
Model city kind of thing,
right? Or the
I guess architecture.
Architecture, exactly. Architecture, landscape. Yeah, they're trying to get everything in focus and all that sort of thing. But with I guess some portrait guys are using it and really isolating that focus and really isolating that blur more specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably also accentuate certain parts of the body and maybe sort of shrink down other parts that you want.
Yeah, they were focusing in on a particular point and then tilting it at that point so that it would you're just so focused on just like the couple. This guy was shooting weddings with it, and he was just really boom isolating the couple.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So it was pretty. I was like, wow, I never thought about a tilt shift, but I've never used one. So
yeah.
The thing with tilt shift, Joe, is that you can alter the plane of focus. It's not flat. You can turn it sideways, angle it.
And then they were showing because Lens Pro to Go, that's the company I rent my lenses from when I do rent lenses, and they said it gives you a bigger I forget the word, but the sensor on our regular lenses is the size, that the area that uses the sensor on our regular lenses is like this, and on a tilt shift it's like that. So you're able to actually adjust the lens on the sensor. It's crazy. So they were showing them adjust the lens side to side, up and down on the sensor, which you can't do with a regular lens.
Yeah, and that's the advantage, because it allows you to change the plane of focus. Yeah, so you can get like the couple totally in focus and everything else just like blurred naturally, out of focus, but in a nice way. Yeah.
Well, I gotta go.
All right. See you,
Pat.
Wish I could have been there longer.
Yeah.
Take care. Cool. I'm glad he got a new camera. That looks like a nice lens too.
Oh man, I tell you what. You know what? Once you use those art series, maybe not the standard Sigmas, but I'm all in on Sigma now. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, that art series is just surpassed the first party lens. It's like. Whether it be Nikon, and Nikon's lens, Nikon makes great glass too, and it's just Sigma, the art series has really crushed it. I mean, to the point where Tamron's even trying to keep up, and they just can't. The new lenses that Tamron's made aren't quite up to the art series specs, but they're serious glass though, man. They're big, huge lenses. When you see them, they're like. Well, like you said, that's an 86 millimeter. I mean,
buying a filter for that thing's almost as much as the lens.
That is not a joke. That is not. I mean, look at the size of that thing when he held it up. I mean, that's
like a dinner plate.
That's a regular. That's a regular zoom size for any other manufacturer.
Yeah, well, that's how it's a 1.4. It's got to have that huge. It's got to have that big. The big lens to be able to get the effective aperture. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. But it's so impressive to just open up that aperture and just look. I mean, it's just like, wow, man, that thing's like a tunnel. That's crazy. So it's pretty cool.
Well, good. Yeah, I'm glad he got the new camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure he will use that a lot. I think that lens might become one of his most used lenses now.
I'd be interested to see what he does with the wedding, because he doesn't shoot many people.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I kind of have a feeling there'll probably be pretty good images.
Yeah, you probably know, right? Yeah,
it's gonna be better than Uncle Bob.
Right? Yeah.
With his T2 Rebel, but he's got a white lens on it, So
I tell you, after shooting with Pat, man, weddings will wear you out. And after shooting with Pat, I mean, he's just got this energy, and I don't think he'll have any problem shooting all day with that wedding because they'll wear you out, man. I mean,
no, that's tough work. I mean, wedding photographers is not only have to be a good photographer, you've got to be very energetic, and you've also got to be a very solid people person. You got to be able to deal with all the drama that comes with a wedding.
Right, and you have to be, and he's good at that. I mean, he's practiced in that. You know, the stress that comes with shooting a wedding, because you can't. There's no do-overs. I mean, this is every single moment is once in a lifetime. You're more of a what do you call those guys? The reporter type of guy, that type of shooter, really. The photojournalist. You're more of that kind of shooter when you're shooting a wedding. You're more of a photojournalist, just trying to document that wedding. And you know, you have to remember every auntie and great auntie and uncle and cousin, and you know, and when these people get together, how rare that is for them to get together, and you have to make sure to capture that moment. Oh, let's get that photo, and you know what I'm saying, and assign someone to you that knows all those people too that can help you is key, because you don't want to miss. I've missed one of those moments, and you don't want to, man, your heart just sinks. Oh, well, at least in my case it did, you know. You're like, oh my God, I missed that. You know, it's just your heart just sinks, you know, because it means the world to those families. So that's a tough part. Yeah, it's gotta know what you're doing from the photography standpoint, but then you also have to be a fantastic organizer and counselor and person. You're shooting in, just like we said before, like, you know, once you get good with landscape photography, whatever photography you do, you're shooting for your edit, really, right? And when you're shooting a wedding, you're shooting for your book. You're shooting for your photo book, right? Because you're selling the book, you know, so you have to. I watched a movie last night on McDonald's, right?
Okay.
Not the McDonald's brothers, but the guy that actually came in, that salesman that came in and actually made McDonald's what it is today.
What's his name? Ray Kroc, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And he, you know, he had that one guy that he brought in that was an accountant or whatever, and made him realize, hey man, you're a real estate guy. You're not a burger guy. You're in the real estate business, and that changed everything, you know. So you have to realize, you know, as a wedding photographer, or when you're shooting a wedding, you're selling the book, because that's the big money.
That's what everybody gets it done for. They get it done for the book. Exactly. Well, speaking of books, I got to close this book.
Boom! Look at you, man. Look at you.
Good show, man. I'm good stuff.
See, am I not a good pitcher or what, man? That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice softball out there. You know, lobbed it out there.
Wham! Hit it out of the park.
Exactly.
Grand slam. Okay, guys. Hey, good one. Appreciate showing up. As always, show 202 is in the book. How about that?
Right on, man.
We're shooting for the book. All right. Take care. Dennis, always appreciate it.
Night.
Wes, we'll see you. Bye.
All right, man. Peace out.